Watch. Woj is reporting that Damian Lillard wants to be in Miami, and his agent, Aaron Goodwin, is telling other organizations that if they trade for Lillard, they will be trading for an unhappy player. And nobody wants that. Anscape's Mark Spears is reporting that Goodwin and Portland GM Joe Cronin had, quote, good discussions yesterday, and that Goodwin is hoping a trade can happen soon.
Aaron is hopeful that over the next couple days in Las Vegas, where everybody will be, that the Miami Heat, the Portland Trailblazers will get in the room, hopefully hash something out. He, added that Dame still wants to go to Miami. That is his preferred choice. That's his only choice. And he's, attracted to playing with Bam, attracted to playing with Jimmy, attracted to the no state tax and what he could do from a marketing standpoint there.
So after this all went down, Lillard had a couple of curiously timed tweets last night. The first one said, "I'm amazed." And then when asked why, he responded at how people could know so much and so little at the same time. So look, I don't know. I mean, is he talking about his own situation? Is he watching the news? Like, I have no idea what he's tweeting about. Is it tweets or is that the new thing with the threads? I don't know. He's not. It was on Twitter. Too early for
social media.
Right, on social media. So what do you, I mean, like the tweets are weird. Like these are on the record comments from his agent. So like, what's he talking about?
Beats me, honestly, Groz. I think if I were to do my best to not be one of those people that knows so little at the whatever.
Please.
I would say that I think the notion that Dame is a guy that would not play if he's traded elsewhere, that's the one thing that at least perks my ears over the course of this conversation. That's not been his reputation to this point in his career. He's the guy that shows up, obviously is incredibly productive, 32 points a game this year, obviously productive in the playoffs. So I wonder if he takes a little bit of issue at the hard line. However, dire circumstances call for dire measures, and I think pointing out that he wants to be in Miami is more of a call to action for the Heat than it is misunderstanding the leverage that you are taking away from Portland.
It reminds me of when Aaron Rodgers went on McAfee's show to say he wanted to get traded to the Jets.
Yeah.
Right? Like it wasn't moving along, and he tried to move it along. So you think that's what the agent is doing here?
Probably, yeah. Also, let's not waste anybody's time in telling other teams that might be interested in him, saying he's not going to want to play for you, so you don't waste your time trying to make a deal. That's the control aspect of this whole thing. But honestly, Portland is doing what I think they should do here, which is, okay, where do you want to go? You want to go there? Okay, we're going to try to make a deal and send you to where you want to go. But we ain't giving you away. Like, as we've talked about, why Portland should do this is because he still has great value as an asset. And if you are going through a rebuilding stage like they're going through right now, you want to get the maximum value for this player who's one of the most significant players in franchise history. So you're letting him move on. You are sending him somewhere where he can win and he can be happy. But you're not giving him away. So this is less on Portland, and to me, more on Miami. Yeah. Miami, you want him, you got to go get him. And if you don't have enough to make me happy, where I'm looking at your roster and you're going to offer me players, I'm going to say, nah, I don't really want that. I want more. Well, you and I have got to find a team or two to help facilitate this deal and bring me what I want in return for what you want.
But you know what's not going to help Portland get the best possible return for Lillard is his agent saying he only wants to go to one team. I don't know how that helps. Like, should regardless of that, of the leverage play, should Lillard only want to go to Miami, or should he expand his wish list to include what? Philadelphia, some of these other teams we've
I think Philly is a fair ask in terms of expanding his list. But we just heard Mark J. Spears report that he wants to play alongside Bam and Jimmy. They're not going to Miami. Now, as far as an opportunity to compete for a title, I do think Philly presents that. But at this point in his career, look, he has been the good, loyal franchise cornerstone long enough. He has earned the right to say what he wants. Now, I continue to hold my breath and watch, because we have seen organizations in sports plenty of times, guys that were loyal, played and competed through losses, whatever the case may be, ultimately do what best benefits the organization. So I hope it pans out. I hope he ends in Miami. I think he deserves it. I think it would be really exciting for the league. I think it would be a good look for Portland. But it ain't done.
He's gonna end up there. I mean, that's where he's gonna end up.
In Miami?
Yeah, he's gonna end up in Miami. I mean, that's where this is eventually gonna get to. It's gonna get there, but how it gets there is the next question. And the problem that we all have right now is when.
Yeah.
And that when doesn't have to be right here in July. It could be in August It could be in September. It could be as long as it's before opening night. That's the only part that matters. You know, the Donovan Mitchell stuff, that dragged on through the summer last year when everybody thought he was going to New York, and then all of a sudden it didn't happen. And that's the part you watch out for, is if someone else emerges and gives Portland what they want, and then Lillard sees the team and goes, all right, I can do that.
Yeah, we had Brian Windhorst on yesterday cautioning us, right? Pat Riley and the Heat have made these big blockbuster deals before. It takes time. Maybe that's all that we need. Incredibly stupid sports hypotheticals. The inspiration for this was a recent tweet from Legion Sports that asked this question. Would you rather be given $1 million up front or a chance at $20 million if you can score more than 15 points playing 48 minutes in an NBA game? Yesterday on First Take, Stephen A. Smith confronted this question and told Monica and Jay Williams what he would do.
I would hire a bunch of goons, and their sole job is to set picks to get me open. That's it. Get me picked. Now, damn it, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have some open shots because they're going to be hurting people, and I'm going to take I'm going to get a few shots off, and I'm going to go for that $20 million.
He's thought it through. He's going to hire some people, right? And then he's going to get it set up. He's going to hire some goons to get him open, and he's going to hit some open shots.
When you got Stephen A's money, you can hire people.
First of all, that sounds more ridiculous today than it sounded yesterday. Because he later admitted that he got a left knee injury. And so even if you're open,
he's already making excuses.
You got to hit shots. Like what? No. All right, Stephen A., whatever you say.
We have video of Stephen A. shooting a basketball. Now, presumably he would dress differently if he were playing in the game, but these shots are not going in. Like this is not, and these are open and low pressure shots. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get a situation where we're poking fun because, quite frankly, look. You played college basketball.
I did play college basketball.
What would could you score 15 points? You're on the floor for 48 minutes?
Here's the thing. I believe in betting on yourself. But I think as someone who studies these guys for a living, you listen. The speed, the quickness, the rotations, the whole bit. Like I'm not going to disrespect what pro athletes do. No, I'm taking my mill. Thank you. I'm good.
And even if you could hire Stephen A.'s goons, they could get run over. I mean,
no.
Exactly.
You understand that there's no one guarding him.
There's no one guarding him. There's no threat of anyone guarding him.
Let's just point that out. Yes, he's wearing a suit and all that stuff. And I just want to point out to people, too, the three-point shooting, too. When you shoot an NBA three-pointer, like the average person shooting an NBA three-point shooter, that is not an easy shot.
Look,
that is a difficult, it's just because the distance is jarring. So those watching, it looks easy. That's what makes these players great. They make it look easy.
I'm taking my million, and all you're going to see is like the smoke outline of me, like in a cartoon, because I'm gone from the room that quick. I would not score maybe if they fouled me, I might make a free throw.
There you go.
But why would they foul me?
No, they wouldn't.
I am no threat.
They wouldn't need to.
Back on Get Up, Monica McNutt is back with us for the game that's sweeping the nation. It's called Is That McNutts? Monica, if I say the Heat need Damian Lillard if they're going to get back to the finals, is that McNutt?
That is not McNutts. I think Damian Lillard is the fastest addition and creates the fastest route for the Heat to get back and be strong contenders again in the Eastern Conference. While what they did this postseason was incredible, let's not forget how rocky it started. So I think if you add him to Miami, they have a bona fide squad that should not struggle in the regular season the way that they did last year. And we know what happens in postseason in Miami.
Sure do. All right, how about the Boston Celtics? The Celtics' offseason moves make them the favorites in the Eastern Conference. Is that McNutt?
I think this one's McNutts, Graz, and I don't know. This team may have gotten better. This team may have gotten worse. I think on paper, when you look at the basketball of it all, yes, Kristaps Porzingis is an incredible scorer. He's very versatile. He's not a slouch defensively either. But I wonder about the heart and soul of this squad moving forward. So we'll have to see.
All right, if I said the Los Angeles Lakers should be favorites in the Western Conference, I think I know your answer. Is that McNutts?
Ooh, that one's McNutts. I do like what the Lakers did. I actually bought Rob Pelinka saying that we're going to do our best to stay pat and kind of keep this unit together. Austin Reeves got his bag, Rui Hachimura, the addition of Gabe Vincent. This thing heavily rides on the shoulders of Anthony Davis in particular and LeBron James, obviously. I think that they will be strong contenders, top four, not ready to go favorites.
All of the additions, the trade deadline additions, the offseason additions, and we're still saying it all rides on Anthony Davis. Do you agree?
Absolutely agree. I mean, this is something that has been talked about with Anthony Davis throughout his career, especially since he's gotten to L.A. And that is, when is he taking the torch from LeBron James? Like officially taking it, this is my team kind of energy. And we haven't seen that just yet. He's had moments, yes. But the question you have about him is game to game, because I'm tired of hearing when he has a 30 and 18 performance, well, you can't expect that next night. Like, you can't expect that. Like, you'll get that maybe once or twice in the series. No, I need it 4 times, AD. That's what a franchise player does. And the only way to be available for your team all the time and avoid injuries is to be in elite condition. And that's something that's whispered around the NBA about him. Is he ready to make that kind of commitment now that he's over 30?
You're making a face.
I don't know why Anthony Davis can't be who he is. Sure, is there room to get in better shape? Yeah, everybody possibly can get in better shape outside of the elite crew that is in the best shape in the league, right? Wow. But I think in March, Graz, you weren't standing there, but Greeny was standing there. We stood on this show. I could get in better shape too, right? And we talked about the opportunity that Anthony Davis now had.
He could be in better shape. He should be in the best shape of his life right now.
Plenty of us should be doing a lot of things that we don't.
We're holding people to different standards. You and I being in better shape has nothing to do with him.
If you give me 2 seconds to let me finish my point, I'm going to bring it back to you. Ready? Here we go.
You're
Anthony
going team
Davis,
mom right now. You're being very team mom right now.
Just a little bit. Anthony Davis, in March, stepped up to the occasion, kept that team afloat. And then in the postseason, he was terrific defensively. He was not a slouch offensively. Yep. The idea that he's going to be a 30-point-per-game scorer predicated on him getting in better shape, to me, is just not taking into account the way that he plays the game of basketball and the way that he sees it.
Come on. Like, how many times do you see him?
30 points per game is not just about a shape thing.
He looks so old to be so young.
Because he's had a plethora of lower body injuries.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I mean, that takes a toll.
Yeah, so what do you usually do when you have injury history? You get leaner, you get lighter, you get more in shape so that those issues aren't there. Does he look like a guy that could get a little bit leaner? I think he can.
I know from personal experience that's not as easy as you get older. So, look, if it's not the Lakers,
who's like he's 40 years old? He's 30.
The injuries age you.
If it's not the Lakers, who is the biggest threat, Monica, to the Nuggets? Excuse me, in the West.
I think it's Phoenix.
Gave it away.
Yeah, slip of the tongue. The Phoenix Suns. I think it's Phoenix. I'll be the first to admit I had some serious questions when they made the move to add Bradley Beal about how they would construct the rest of this roster. Eric Gordon, to me, is a respected veteran role player guy, a good signing for them. I think Yuta Watanabe has tremendous upside. This thing's sort of coming together over the course of the free agency period.
Who was your favorite team over the last couple of years?
You know,
who's your favorite team?
I do have
Who's that team you've always?
Memphis
Grizzlies.
Yeah, I do.
So, I mean, I don't think this is a hot take. I just think this is something that we know what the Grizzlies can be, and the addition that they have made, adding a grown-up in the room and Marcus Smart. Bringing in Derrick Rose is a nice thing for Ja Morant when Ja Morant comes back after a 25-game suspension. But you have now a defensive player of the year who can guard Jamal Murray. And now you also have a defensive player of the year in Jaren Jackson Jr. who can give trouble to a big man like Nikola Jokic. You've got a scorer like Ja when he comes back. You got Desmond Bane. You've got a team that was on the rise before, they just got a little dumb. They got a little stupid. They got a little young. But they got to grow up now. But don't sleep on the Memphis Grizzlies as a team that can give people trouble, especially the Nuggets in the West.
They stay in the hunt until Ja comes back. Sure, it could be a big second half of the season for them. Yesterday, Wembanyama made headlines for a different reason after Britney Spears filed a police report saying she was, quote, struck in the face by a security guard while trying to say hello to him. Wembanyama gave his own account of the incident, which he says happened while he was heading to a restaurant. Listen to this.
We were in a hall. There was a lot of people, so people calling me, obviously. And there was one person who was calling me, but we talked before with the security. Don't stop because it's gonna make a crowd. So I couldn't stop. So that person was calling me, sir, and that person grabbed me from behind. So I didn't see what happened because I was walking straight and we told don't stop. But that person grabbed me from behind. Not on my shoulder, she grabbed me from behind, and so I just know that the security pushed her away. I don't know with how much force though, but security pushed her away, and I didn't stop to look, so I kept walking and enjoyed a nice dinner.
So Britney Spears addressed the incident on Instagram, saying she saw Wembanyama on her way to dinner and, quote, I decided to approach him and congratulate him on his success. It was really loud, so I tapped him on the shoulder to get his attention. I'm aware of the player's statement where he mentioned, quote, I grabbed him from behind, but I simply tapped him on the shoulder. His security then backhanded me in the face without looking back in front of a crowd. I have yet to get a public apology from the player, his security, or their organization. I hope they will. So that was yesterday, and look, I mean, I don't know, we'll leave that there, but I do want to point out that this guy is so huge that Britney Spears is literally trying to run him down to say hello in public. I mean, like, this is not a small star on the world stage, and she is starstruck by this guy. He makes his on-court debut at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So, Alan, what do you want to see from Victor tonight?
I want to see him dominate. I mean, that's what he should do in the Summer League against these players. He should dominate this class of players. He should dominate these players. And I want to see, I think the defensive domination will be there because he's just so big. But what I want to see is a guy who's comfortable offensively, meaning he can get to his spots, that he's got a good stroke, that he just shows you like you see there, but just the way he shoots the ball, like it doesn't look awkward. Like a lot of big men when they shoot it, it looks a little off. He looks very comfortable. Looks like a guard shooting a basketball. So you just want to see all that stuff. Don't give me a 2 for 11. And don't give me a 2 for 11 and say, well, he's tired, he's been through a lot. No. He should dominate. He should have an easy game, and that's what I want to see in his debut.
Yeah, pretty comfortable double-double.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Again, and Summer League is great. It's super exciting. Vegas will be buzzing. Hopefully the Dame deal gets done while we're all out there. But Summer League rosters are largely guys that are still fighting for a spot in the league or hoping to extend their NBA careers. And so he should be able to have a good showing versus this level of competition.
All right, well, as I said, it gets going around 9 o'clock Eastern time tonight.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.